Oh, I have shit. I have to take a shit. Oh, fuck. Hey gamer, did I oil myself today? Do I look extra greasy? Do I look extra shiny? Where am I from? The US, the United States of America. God bless. Although before today, I'm trying to find a YouTube editor, which fucking, oh my god, such a fucking headache. Um, it's not actually a really headache because they're fine. Like, there's a pretty well. Oh yeah, we need to talk about last night. All right, we've given enough minutes, dude. Last night was bizarre. It was so much fun. I love weird little jaunts. In my town, my shitty little dinky Midwestern town, there is, if you Google comedy clubs, something appears in the area. It says there's a comedy club. This happened after stream yesterday. This is not stream related. This is IRL. I'm talking about IRL stuff because I was out yesterday just hanging out. And so I figured out there was a comedy club and they didn't have any info online. It's like in a fucking shack, pretty much. And I'm like, whatever, I don't care. And I don't know the area super well. Like, I've been here for some years, but and it's also new. And I was like, okay, cool, there's a comedy club here now. That's awesome. I want to go. They didn't have anything listed, so I just called the number and like, yeah, we usually do comedy stuff like Fridays at 10 p.m. And so then I was like, all right, cool, I'll go Friday at 10 p.m. And I told a buddy, like, hey man, you want to go to a comedy club? He's like, yeah, sure. And so I went with him. Or sorry, I didn't go with him. We had it planned, and then earlier yesterday, right before we were going to go, he's like, hey man, what's the address? I texted him the address, and he's like, he called me, he's like, I'm not going. And I'm like, oh yeah? He was like, you know, that, like, that's in the fucking ghetto. And like, no, I'm not going there. That's where the are. And he's like, there's no fucking way that he was gonna go. And he literally refused. As soon as I texted him the address, he fucking called me. And he was like, no. And so I'm like, all right, shit, I'll just go alone. I don't fucking care. Like, it's in the ghetto. And I actually told some of my family recently, they're like, take your Glock, don't go alone, etc. I don't give a fuck. And so I went, and I showed up, and I'm like, hey man, yeah, is there gonna be because like I showed up there at like 9:45, and then I was just chilling, and it hit 10 o'clock, and I'm like, hey man, is there gonna be because like the stage was covered in shit, and I'm like, is there gonna be comedy stuff tonight? He's like, no, not tonight. I'm like, oh, okay, that sucks. I was drinking water like a faggot because I don't drink alcohol, so going to bars is always fun. I went there, and then there was like this teen, like younger kid, maybe around my age actually, I don't know, with his girlfriend. They were playing pool, and there was just this fucking guy in a hoodie smoking a blunt on a couch. And I just kind of hung out for a couple minutes, and I'm like, nothing's happening. There's 4 people there. I was the only white person. For the next, until I tell you when, I was the only white person within sight. I am not joking. And these are like thug black people. I look black. Thank you. A bit? What? Hell yeah, I do. I'm blackest man here. And so and so the guy smoking a blunt on the couch, he got up and he was walking around, and at this point the 2 teens were done playing pool. And so I'm like, yo, this guy who's just in the hoodie, I'm like, hey, you want to play some pool? He's like, yeah, I'll play some pool. And then the music was fucking deafeningly loud, so I don't know what he was saying, but I was playing pool with this guy, and he was just talking nonstop, just I couldn't hear him at all, and he would try to say things expecting a response from me, and I just kind of nod. No idea what I agreed with that entire time. We played like 2 or 3 games of pool, and about at that point the bar started getting busier, but it wasn't actually the bar getting busier, it was just people hanging out outside, and like there was a business next to it, and they were just kind of like around the back area of the business, like inside one of the doors. But it looked like there was something going on. I don't fucking know. I wasn't involved. They weren't involving me. I don't give a shit. But it was suspicious as fuck. But I'm not the fucking police. However, about 3 or 4 games at a pool, and like all those people started showing up. The fucking guy that I was playing pool with, he was like, hey man, wait, let's go to another bar. Let's go to another bar. There's one that's way better. And dude, there's a whole bunch of hoes out there, man. There's a whole bunch of hoes. You get a whole bunch of bitches out there. And I'm like, I'm married. I told him I'm married. Just I panicked, like I'm in fucking VR chat. Like, I'm sorry, I'm married. It's like, man, I got someone. And he's like, oh, that's cool. But still, there's a lot more people there we can hang out. And I'm like, because I'm like, I'm not trying to fuck a prostitute. I don't know what he was trying to get me into. But he was like, he also, I was putting in coins for another game of pool. And he was like crouched with me, like right next to me, like yelling. He's fucking, I'm like, whatever, this is a silly individual. And no, he was just trying to go pick up chicks. I should say something really quick, though. This guy I was talking to, I'll give you more, because it was actually like the bar was kind of dingy and there was like lights, and it was actually kind of hard to really see him very well. I couldn't hear anything. I'm like, all right, man, I'll go. I was down. I said yes. Are you kidding me? You think I'm going to fucking say no? And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Let's go to that other bar. I'm just like, all right, man. And so I walked outside, and immediately I'm like, oh, this guy's like old. Like, I learned later, he's like 53 years old. Just scruffy fucking face. I'll show you a selfie I took with him. So you guys could, and so we started. I remember when outside, and I remember when he was talking really fast. He was kind of mumbling the whole time. He was doing that fucking tweaker talk where you have no idea what he's saying the entire time. And I'm like, oh fuck. And he's like, man, yeah, I fuck 230 women all the time, and I'm getting so many bitches. I got fucking 6 children, man. I mean, I'm still paying child support on like 2 of them. And then like at one point he was like, yeah, man, in 2003 I went to prison for dealing crack. And I'll show you the crackhead really quick. And I'm like, this guy was just obviously not sober. He kept going to the bathroom to take a piss. This is him. Everyone meet Ricky. Everyone say hi to Ricky. It's just fucking Ricky. What's up, Ricky? Nah, he was such a fucking sweetheart. I mean, he's a crackhead, but I didn't ever feel not safe around him. He was not chill, though. In fact, I should have done it before the stream, because we then took my car to the second bar, and then to the third bar, and he was just going off in my car. Of course I did. Do you think he had his own car? Do you think he has a home? The fuck, dude? No, Ricky's out there gaming. And so I just took in my car. I don't give a shit. My car stinks of weed now. At one point I looked over and I think he was trying to catch my seatbelt on fire with a lighter. Dude, I don't care. He was like, man, and he just wanted to go bar hopping and shit. Nah, I just looked up. He's like, man, I can't figure out how to. He said, swear to God. I'll pull up the dash cam footage. I have a fucking dash cam. But at one point he's like, man, I can't figure out how to put this seatbelt on. And I looked over and he had his lighter going on my seatbelt. I'm like, this guy is fucked. Like, he's just, he's just trying to catch it on fire. Why are people scared of him? I mean, just they're so out there. They are just gaming. So we went to the second bar. And the second bar, though, which I drove him down, he just told me where to drive. He's like, yeah, man, it's on this bar on the corner of this and this. And he just told me where to turn. I'm like, he could be driving me to somewhere that's safe so he can fucking kill me. And luckily, he did take me to a bar. And this bar, though, was really packed. Music was loud. And it was one of the strangest environments I've ever fucking seen. Because they had... half of the people were like thug black people, and then half of them were cowboys. It looked like, I don't know if there's any proof that racism doesn't exist. It was this second bar, which they did kind of segregate to themselves, but they were in the same building. And yeah, it was just so odd because, I mean, weird enough, the black people were just kind of hanging out, just standing there. And then there was like white bitches like twerking on each other and just like dancing, and the cowboys kept like randomly doing moves for a couple of seconds. Like he would just kind of be hanging out talking to people, then he'd be like about 20 seconds and then go back to normal. He was fucked up. Jeter Jones would be in love with this place. And I just kind of hung out by the pool table again, just like spoke to some random people. But Ricky can't not be smoking a blunt. I was hanging out with this guy for hours. Not for a single second was he not smoking a blunt. Doesn't matter. Smoking place, non-smoking place. He'd get removed from the area and asked to go to the smoking place. The entire time he had a fucking blunt. I think he went through like 2.5 blunts. Just over the course of fucking 2.5 hours, I think. And I legit don't even know where I was in the second bar. I didn't get the name of the place. I didn't look at the name. I tried finding it this morning. Couldn't find it. I legit might have made it up in my own brain and I need to take medication. Because I tried to find where I was at the second bar, have no idea. I know the first and third bar I was at, second one, no fucking idea. That was fun, just hung out. Ricky was catcalling women also. There was the smoking lounge in the back, and there was a gal there that he found attractive. It's like, yeah, man, she got a freaking shit. She got a ring around her finger. But I don't really care, man. I'll fucking plenty of hoes with this guy, man, and stuff. I don't really give a shit about it. When I'm done with the hoe, I'm done with the hoe, man. I ain't going back to her, man. A lot of times when she got a husband, I ain't scared of that, man. I fuck dude, man, all that shit. And at one point, he said it once, and I don't know if he just slipped on his words, because he was saying a lot of words. But he did say fucked man at one point, which is fucking awesome, dude. He said he does not and has never done crack, which I don't believe. He's like, man, I stay out of the ghetto, man. I ain't being in the ghetto and shit. I ain't going to the ghetto. And he's saying that like as we're in a ghetto. And then we went to the third bar and there was like 2 old white people there and Ricky was there and he's like, man, I know this DJ man, he's from fucking this. I'm like, man, I'll just go home with him, man. You're cool. And I'm like, and so I just headed off. I was pretty much in the parking lot of the third bar. And yeah, I was just like, hey man, you good? Got a ride? And he's like, yeah man, I know these people, they'll give me a ride. So I told him like, hey man, I'm trying to meet people, like I'm kind of new-ish, kind of like I'm just trying to meet people and stuff. And just kind of moved here back a couple months ago. And so he's like, yeah man, I know all these people. Funny part is Ricky did actually know everyone. I think he like all of the bars we went to, he knew every person. And it wasn't just like, hey man, how you doing? And they say something back, like they knew him by name. And he's like, oh yeah, hey man, Ricky, how you doing? He's like a bit of like a local, just fella that hangs out and people know about him because he's just out there doing shit. It was a lot of fun though. I had a blast. It was just, I love shit like that because it's just, I did a thing. It's a unique experience. Funny part is not doing it again. Ricky is 100% said he was going to call me. He said he's going to call me at midnight next Saturday. I'm almost certainly not answering my phone. Fuck you. Eat shit. Die. Alright, have a good one, guys. Peace.